Quantum mechanics suggests that particles can exist in two locations at the same time. Physicians, not so much. Although oddly, it's possible sometimes, properly billing for a true locums, but sometimes isn't most of the time, and that's the catch. Azhar Pasha Shakil, MD, is an Oklahoma doctor, the owner of several practice entities, Muskogee Medical Care, Urgent Care of Muskogee, and Urgent Care of Chakotah. Earlier this month, August 2024, Dr. Shakil agreed to pay the U.S. government and the state of Oklahoma a combined $619,994 to settle a False Claims Act lawsuit stemming from allegations that he billed Medicare and other federal healthcare programs, as well as Sooner Care, that's Oklahoma's Medicaid program, for reimbursement under CPT codes for evaluation and management that require face-to-face interaction between physician and patient. The propriety of the use of a particular E&M code depends upon the time spent by the physician with the patient, the complexity of the medical history, the type of physical exam, and the medical decision-making involved. In essence, the more complex a visit, the greater the reimbursement. Additionally, and extremely important, other than in very limited circumstances, services rendered by clinical staff members cannot be billed as E&M visits. In a False Claims Act whistleblower lawsuit originally brought by a practice employee, the government alleged that during the relevant time period, March 2017 through at least October 2023, Dr. Shakil spent approximately 177 days away from his clinics and traveling to foreign countries as well as within the U.S. However, during that same time period, the government alleged that it was Dr. Shakil's policy to bill both federal healthcare programs and Medicaid for E&M visits, thousands of them, that he did not face-to-face provide as required for the use of those E&M codes, and that he knowingly submitted or caused to be submitted those claims for reimbursement. Whistleblower lawsuits, including the one against Dr. Shakil and his related entities, are civil suits. In choosing to enter into a civil settlement, Dr. Shakil, for himself, for his entities, resolved those civil claims without any finding by a court that he or his practice entities engaged in any impropriety. At least as of the date of this recording, the settlement agreement has not been made public. However, most civil False Claims Act settlements do not include the resolution of any potential criminal charges. Only time will tell whether the U.S. government or the state of Oklahoma will bring criminal charges relating to the same set of alleged facts. Here are some timely tips for you. 1. No matter what quantum physics might suppose, the government is never going to believe that you can be camping in Canada and billing for E&M services in Chakotah or even Cleveland at the same time. So be completely aware of what's required for the use of specific billing codes. Make sure your staff is educated. 2. Even though you are too smart and too honest to try to pull off anything of the sort, the other physicians in your group might not be, especially if your compensation plan pays them solely based upon productivity. Claims made by your group as a result of your physician's claimed services can get your group into the same mess. 3. Note that lack of specific intent to defraud is not a defense against violation of the Federal False Claims Act. 4. Recognize that False Claims Act cases are almost always initiated by whistleblowers who are rewarded with bounties based on the amount the government collects, and that whistleblowers almost always come from within your business entity. Be careful not to create a whistleblower. And 5, have both electronic and manual processes, double checks, internal reviews in place to prevent erroneous claims and to discover any errors before the government or a whistleblower does. Use counsel to coordinate regular audits. If you do discover irregularities, the clock will be ticking on the return of overpayments to avoid another significant compliance issue, so-called reverse false claims, which is a conundrum unto itself.